Good evening, student. I think you are well and enjoying the weather of this rainy and feeling that with the biomolecule you are enjoying. You have studied about the carbohydrate and now you are studying about the proteins. In the protein you have studied about the amino acid, classification of amino acids, properties of amino acid. At the last video you have learned about the zeta ion, that was the very important topic of amino acid. And now today one more point, that is called isoelectric point. This is also related to amino acid. As you know, in our body there are 20 type of amino acids required. Out of 20, 10 our body can prepare, that are called non-essential, and 10 our body cannot prepare. So we have to supply through the diet, that are called essential amino acid. Amino acids are solid in nature, crystalline solid and high melting point. These are soluble in water and they form zeta ion. Most of the amino acids show optical isomerism. They form D form and L form, dextrorotatory and levorotatory. In the last video you have learned how to do the structure of the optical isomers of only the glycine is only one amino acid which do not show the optical isomerism because it do not contain the chiral carbon. Now moving towards the isoelectric point. There is student isoelectric point. As you know that when any solution containing positive or negative ion is electrolyzed, so its ions move towards the cathode or anode. Suppose you are taking any container, in that container you are filling a solution, it contains positive and negative ion. If you put two rods, these are the two rods, one is cathode, another is anode. What is cathode? Cathode is the electrode or rod which is connected through the negative terminal of the battery, negative plate of the battery. This is the positive plate, this is negative plate. So dear student, this is cathode and this is anode. If this solution contains positive and negative ion in whole solution may be anywhere positive and negative. So all the negative ions on moving towards the positive electrode, that means anode. This positive ion, this is positive ion, this will move towards the cathode and negative ions will move towards the anode. So dear student, this will happen and this is called electrolysis. As you know, the zeta ion, that means it contains NH3 positive, single bond CH2, single bond COO negative. This is glycine zeta ion, it contains both the positive and negative ion, that's why it is called zeta ion. It is also called, what is the other name of the zeta ion? Amphotite, or you can say dipolar ion, and next name is internal salt. If we add acid in this, so you will form NH3 positive, single bond CH2, single bond COO negative. In case of acidic medium, that means when you add acid in the zeta ion, you will get only positive ion, negative ion will be cancelled by the H positive and COO negative. So if we add acid in this, so negative ion will be cancelled, only positive ion will be there, and this positive ion moves towards the cathode. So what I want to tell to you, when we add acid in this solution of amino acid contain only the positive ion and the ions will move towards the cathode. While in case of negative ion, if you add any base here, that means if you add OH negative here, so that OH negative take H positive from here and negative ions will form. फिर से समझिए, अगर आप zeta ion में H positive मिलाएंगे तो ये इस तरह से रिएक्शन करेगा और आपका यहाँ पे H पॉजिटिव बना रहेगा, ये निगेटिव कैंसिल हो जाएगा. क्लियर हो रही बात? यहाँ पे OH आ जाएगा. अब ये पॉजिटिव आयन रहेगा तो पॉजिटिव आयन आपके इस सॉल्यूशन में कैथोड की तरफ जाएंगे, निगेटिव इलेक्ट्रोड की तरफ अट्रैक्ट होंगे. और अगर आपने इसमें बेस मिलाया बेस मिलाया तो ये निगेटिव आयन बनेंगे, और निगेटिव आयन बनेंगे तो फिर ये एनोड की तरफ जाएंगे. दैट्स मीन इन केस ऑफ एसिडिक मीडियम ions will move towards the cathode, while in case of basic medium ions will move towards the anode. What is the meaning of basic medium or acidic medium? That means if pH is less than 7, so it will be acidic medium. If pH is greater than 7, so it will be basic medium. But dear student, what I want to tell you, in the amino acids case, एट अ पर्टिकुलर pH, एक ऐसी pH वैल्यू आएगी जिसमें ये आयंस ना इधर को जाएंगे ना इधर को जाएंगे. एट अ पर्टिकुलर pH द माइग्रेशन ऑफ द आयंस ऑफ अमीनो एसिड इन द सॉल्यूशन विल स्टॉप. दैट pH इज इंडिकेटेड फॉर दैट अमीनो एसिड एज आइसोइलेक्ट्रिक पॉइंट. उस pH वैल्यू को, जिस pH वैल्यू पे अमीनो एसिड के कोई भी आयन किसी भी इलेक्ट्रोड की तरफ migrate नहीं करेंगे, that will be called isoelectric point. So listen again, the particular pH at which the ions of amino acid does not migrate to any of the electrode is called isoelectric point. And for glycine it will happen at pH is equals to 6.1 or 6.0. This is the example of isoelectric point for the glycine. The isoelectric point for glycine is pH is equals to 6.1 or 6.0. Okay student, I think you understand. Now student, we are going to the peptide linkage and peptide. What is peptide or what peptide linkage? As you know, this is amino acid NH2 single bond C single bond H single bond COH, and one group can be attached here. We are taking R here. It can be changed. It is not methyl ethyl, it is a group. Another amino acid I am taking here, this is NH2 single bond C single bond H single bond COOH, and another group R dash. These are two different groups. That means these are two different amino acids. When they come in contact, they undergo condensation. That means water from here and here can be removed. So what you will get, OH will be removed from here, H can be removed from here. So you will get NH2 single bond C single bond H single bond R single bond C double bond O. I am writing in the open structure, that means C double bond O. This OH has gone and from here H is removed, that means H2O will be removed. So next is HN single bond H. Here one N is left and one H. Single bond C, single bond H, single bond O dash, single bond C double OH. So what you are seeing here, two amino acids are connected by the condensation, that means removal of water. And how they are connected, the carbon of first amino acid is connected to the nitrogen of the second amino acids. In this way they form a bond, the bond between the CO group and NH group, first of CO and second of NH group. This bond, this linkage is called peptide linkage. Peptide linkage or peptide bond. That means when two amino acids are combined, they are connected through a bond between CO and NH group. One of CO and other is NH. That linkage, that bond is called peptide bond. And this species what you are getting, this is called peptide. Peptide. Because you are taking two amino acids, so this is, you can call dipeptide. In case of three amino acids, suppose you are taking three amino acids, so one peptide will be here, another will be here. So that will be called tripeptide. In case of four amino acid, tetrapeptide. And if you are taking the large number of amino acid connected through peptide linkage, that means a long chain of amino acids are connected by the condensation of water molecule, they form polypeptide chain. Polypeptide. Polypeptide means large number of amino acids, and it's also called protein. That's mean you are coming to the definition. Proteins are the organic compound of nitrogen, carbon and hydrogen in which large number of amino acids are connected through peptide linkage and form a long chain. Protein is a polymer, and that polymer is formed by the combination or by the polymerization of the alpha amino acid. That means you can say the monomer of protein is alpha amino acid. As you know, there are so many types of amino acids, so it is not compulsory you have to take only one type of amino acid. You can take different type of amino acid for the preparation of protein. Suppose you want to make a good protein, so you have to take 10 essential amino acid and they condense into a long chain that will be called the best protein for the human body. So dear student, so there is nothing different between polypeptide and protein. Other name of protein is polypeptide. Or you can say protein and polypeptides are the same thing. Proteins is the common language word that can be used by the general person, while polypeptide is the chemical and educational purpose, and it has a long chain of small monomeric unit of amino acid. Now, how many types of proteins? Dear student, there are two important types of protein. Okay, students, before going to classification of protein, dear student, you have to do these two questions. Number one, what is protein? What is protein? Question number two, explain polypeptide chain by using peptide linkage. Now see, there are two types of protein. When teacher asks you that tell the types of protein, you oftenly tell acidic, basic, neutral. These are not the classification of protein. These are the classification of amino acid. I am not asking amino acid now. We are going to the protein, or you can say essential or non-essential. These are also the classification of amino acid. Classification of protein means there are two types of protein. Two types. Number one, fibrous protein. And number two, globular protein. So students, what is the meaning of the fibrous protein and globular protein? These are the combination of large number of amino acid. This is also the combination of large number of amino acid. Both are polypeptides. That means both contain large number of amino acid connected through a connected through the peptide linkage. But what is the difference between them and what is the importance of this? Fibrous protein is the straight chain thread like structure. That means in this amino acids are connected and form a long chain, and they are combined like this. Large number of polypeptide chains form and strong bond through between these chains. एक लंबी चेन है, उसमें फिर दूसरी चेन है पॉलीपेप्टाइड्स की. दैट्स मीन अमीनो एसिड से बन के एक चेन बनेगी, फिर दूसरी चेन बनेगी, फिर तीसरी चेन बनेगी, और बहुत सारी चेन एक दूसरे के ऊपर लपटी हुई होंगी, और ये एक स्ट्रॉन्ग बॉन्ड. और इन चेन्स के बीच में हाइड्रोजन बॉन्डिंग, इंटरमॉलिक्यूलर फोर्स लग रहे होंगे, जिसकी वजह से ये एक स्ट्रॉन्ग प्रोटीन है और इनकी स्ट्रेंथ बहुत ज़्यादा है। दीज आर स्टेबल, दीज आर इनसॉल्युबल इन वाटर, ये वाटर में डिज़ोल्व नहीं होते हैं क्योंकि ये स्टेबल हैं। इनके ऊपर कोई भी टेम्परेचर या एसिड को चेंज करने पे कोई इफ़ेक्ट नहीं पड़ता। अगर थोड़ा टेम्परेचर आप चेंज करें तो इन प्रोटीन्स ख़राब नहीं होंगे, या आप कुछ एसिडिक या बेसिक मीडियम को चेंज करेंगे तो ये प्रोटीन डिस्टर्ब नहीं होंगे, ये एज इट इज़ रहेंगे और ये फाइब्रस प्रोटीन बोले जाएंगे। द प्रोटीन विच आर हैविंग थ्रेड लाइक स्ट्रेट चेन स्ट्रक्चर and they are stable, they are insoluble in water, they does not affected by the changing of small amount of the pH or acid, they are called fibrous protein. Examples of the fibrous protein are myosin, keratin, fibrinogen, sorry, this is globular protein, collagen, etc. So opposite of this globular protein is not a straight chain structure, it is spherical shape, that's mean ये circular हो जाएंगे और ये एक सर्किल जैसा गोला बना देंगे लाइक अ वूल, एंड दे आर अनस्टेबल, दे आर soluble in water and they are very sensitive, they are affected with changing with the pH or acid or temperature. So examples of the globular proteins are hemoglobin, insulin, fibrinogen, etc. Insulin, fibrinogen, hemoglobin, so student, once again I am telling to you, this is the fibrous protein. Fibrous proteins are straight thread-like structure, insoluble in water, highly stable and does not affected with temperature and pH. While the globular protein, it has the spherical, गोले जैसा shape होगा इसका, and these are soluble in water. They are sensitive, that means it will be change its nature on changing the pH or medium. They have example insulin, fibrinogen, hemoglobin. So I think you understand, students. Okay, now you have to do the question. Okay. So student, you have studied about the protein, classification of protein, types of protein, examples of protein. Now the question is this, question number 3 for you. Write three difference between fibrous protein, and globular protein. Question number 4. Give 4 examples of each type of protein. Each types of protein. Okay, students. Now see what will be happen, how the structures of the protein can be draw. That's mean what is the nature of the structure, how you will classify the structure. As you are seeing, there are 2 types of protein. The structure of protein is very complicated, it is not possible to draw in an easy manner. So structure of protein is classified into 4 methods, that is primary structure, secondary structure, tertiary structure. But dear student, it will take time to explain, so we will discuss about this in the next video tomorrow. Thank you. Good night.